If you've been following my journey so far, you know that in 2019, I was facing a 20-year prison sentence. This was a picture of me at the time when I got arrested. I was super skinny with no confidence, and I was very insecure in myself. I did used to hit gym before I went prison, but I was never consistent. I would always go for like 3 days out of the week, and then I would just completely fall off. I had no discipline to actually stick to a goal. And to be honest, I didn't have the ambition and the drive because of how much weed I was smoking every day. If I'm being honest, I was a complete fucking loser. Now, 2025, this is me now, 50 pounds heavier, ripped, rare, confidence. And, you know, I started my online fitness coaching business around 9 months ago. And I've completely reinvented myself through the habits, the mindset and the discipline by sticking to my word each and every fucking day. And now to this day, I help men transform their mindset as well as their physique into someone they don't even recognise. Because someone who's been through it all and come out the other side of the dark tunnel like myself, I now present myself to these men who are also in a dark place in their life. Men that are addicted to vices and ultimately want to do better for themselves and for their family. Guys, fitness will change your life. This isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling yourself again, because let's be real. When are you ever your real self? When you're constantly high, you're constantly hungover, and you're constantly feeling like shit. So let's dive into this. The first protocol to gaining 50 pounds of lean muscle mass. So the first thing you need to prioritize is carbohydrates. Now, a lot of people think carbs are the killer. And, you know, it's all about how much protein you eat. Now, that's not the truth. If you're skinny and you're trying to pack on size, you need carbohydrates, and here's why. When you consume carbohydrates, they're broken down into glucose, which is either used immediately for energy or stored in your muscles and liver as glycogen. So therefore, ensuring a significant intake of quality carbohydrates, okay, rice, oats, potatoes, fruits, etc. These are essential for optimizing energy, performance, recovery, and ultimately muscle growth. So when I was inside, I really did take the bulk too far at one stage. Towards the end of my sentence, I was eating big bowls of gari. It's a popular West African food. It's made, it's fermented, grated. It's a cassava root. Okay, it's a type of flour and it's really heavy on carbohydrates. And I was eating a lot of it every day. And a lot of the boys on the wing that used to eat it as well, they used to cook theirs, but I used to just pour mine into a bowl, fill it up with boiling water, mix it around, and I would just eat it like that. I wasn't eating it for the taste, I was eating it for the gains. Now, I'm not like that now. I do cook all my meals. I'm not in prison anymore, and I do enjoy them rather than just thinking about, you know, consumption. The next protocol to this video is training. Right, to actually build a significant amount of muscle, you have to carry a set to the point where you're forced to utilize 100% effort, to the point where you're absolutely struggling. To stimulate muscle growth, you have to tear and break down muscle fibers, okay, to actually build new ones. That's the objective. And to grow muscle tissue, you have to prioritize the proper sleep and the proper recovery with the right nutrition and supplements, okay? So now I want to talk about failure, okay, because a lot of you guys don't actually realize what true failure is. So for my guys that I coach and how I've always trained myself, I implement partial reps. Right, so partial reps are basically where you're cheating, okay? They're not full reps. But the idea of doing this is to achieve true failure. And a lot of people may look at my clients and even myself in the gym and think, what the fuck is he doing? But the truth is, we have gone way past failure to the point of still not giving up and still stimulating the muscle growth as much as we can. Right, so partial reps keep continuous tension on the muscle, especially in the most difficult parts of the lift. Now, that constant tension leads to more metabolic stress, which is a key driver of hypertrophy. And also, you know, you can use partial reps to target the weak points in your lifts. For example, if you struggle at the top of a bench press, you're doing partial reps in that range, you can strengthen the fuck out of it. So the next is prioritize at least 3 compound exercises before you move on to isolation movements. Right, so you need to perform these compounds with low volume and a lot of contraction, okay? So what are compounds? Compounds are exercises like bench press, squats, deadlifts, bent over rows, pull-ups, dips, etc. These compound workouts create greater anabolic response, including a bigger release of hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. So compound exercises are the foundation of any effective muscle building program, okay? Because they deliver maximum muscle activation, efficiency and progressive overload, okay? All of which are above offer long-term gains. Now, this is a game changer. So instead of constantly worrying about whether you're putting on size, you know, you're putting on muscle, focus on getting stronger, because guess what? It's impossible not to gain muscle mass if you're getting stronger. It's impossible, okay? And that's what I really focus on when I was in prison. I didn't give a fuck about what I looked like. I was just trying to get as strong as possible. And to be honest, I was loving the feeling of going into the gym every week and lifting more weight than what I was doing the week before, okay? And if you feel like you've hit a plateau, you know, you feel like you're not getting stronger on certain exercises, then play with the heaviest weight you can lift. When I say play, I mean learn how to control that weight. Start with doing pulls reps at the bottom, okay? Hold the weight at the bottom for 2 seconds. Okay, bring the weight down as slow as you possibly can. Now, when you do this, you're getting the maximum contraction out of the heaviest weight you can lift, which is it's going to ultimately prepare you for the next weight for you to lift. Now, the last protocol is your daily habits. So your daily habits is what's going to shape your results, okay, which is going to build the discipline and the mindset that you need to have for a savage physique. So, number 1, early wake-ups. Constant repetition every day doesn't become a mystery, it becomes predictable. Number 2 is hydrating in the morning, okay? Every morning in prison, I had a set routine where I would wake up, I would hydrate, I would journal, I would then complete 500 press-ups. And in the end, I got used to the same routine every day. I never questioned whether I was going to do it or not, okay? It was so drilled into my head, the same repetition of work I needed to do each and every day, okay? Now, that's where discipline shows up, which every man needs to build in their self, because when you don't have discipline to show the fuck up every day, how do you expect to gain 50 pounds of lean muscle to get in the best shape of your life? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want full guidance and a proven system that will help you break past these false limiting beliefs in your head, and you want to become the best version of you and get in the best shape of your life, the link is in the description. Book a call with me. We'll sit down. I'll map out a path for you to get to your destination and get you in the best shape of your life. Let's go.